In the land of the rising sun, Japan, we immerse ourselves in a wealth of diverse women who, despite the uniqueness of their society, can pique the curiosity of those with the warm Latin spirit. Who knows? Perhaps you'll find great love or an exciting adventure among the nuances of Japanese culture. If you're a gentleman eager to explore truly stimulating waters, someone with a heightened libido and a desire to live epic experiences, then carnivorous women might be your fascinating destination. This term is reserved for incredibly proactive women, craving romances and epic battles, skilled at causing dark circles from extended nights of happy insomnia. These women don't hesitate to take the first step, nor the second or the third. With a modern and sophisticated appearance, they are fun-loving and outgoing. Some of them may have fewer academic achievements and not hold prominent positions in the workplace, and they may not be fluent in other languages, but these are secondary considerations in their fascinating universe. Within this vibrant collective, we encounter a famous subgroup known as gaijin hunters, or foreigner hunters. We're talking about evolved and fierce predators with attractive exteriors, whose appearance leads them to have very high standards. The average samurai rarely manages to meet their expectations. The ideal prey for these foreigner hunters is precisely outsiders. Whether it's because of their suitable appearance, a generous portfolio, or better yet, the combination of both elements, these women seek excellence in their romantic choices. Foreign charm becomes their sole objective, and expectations reach heights that only the bravest adventurers will dare to explore. Are you ready to dive into the intriguing world of Japanese women? One of the notable advantages for those arriving from distant lands is that Japanese men tend to be considerably more conservative and attached to traditions than their female counterparts. Men face more challenges in the realm of relationships as they are subjected to significantly greater social pressure, especially in the workplace. Although local men are familiar with the playing field, their strategies tend to be more rigid and predictable. At times, being a visitor can be more conducive to scoring goals, as cultural and social dynamics can facilitate connections with Japanese women. It is crucial to note that the Western pattern preferred by Japanese women is not necessarily limited to Latinos. So, while you may be a charming outsider, not all Japanese women will see compatibility in the same way. One of the main barriers in this game of love is the language. The level of English in Japan in general is not very high, and in the case of Latin Americans, it is practically non-existent in percentage terms. Despite this linguistic challenge, with the right investment of time and effort, you can always find a Japanese woman willing to explore new possibilities. Let's delve even further into the complexity of relationships in the Japanese context. Japanese men often face considerable pressure to adhere to established social conventions, which can limit their flexibility in the game of love. Their traditional roles as providers and the expectation to dedicate long hours to work can create additional obstacles to establishing meaningful relationships. On the other hand, Japanese women have been gradually challenging these traditional norms and seeking greater autonomy in their romantic lives. Although gender differences persist in many aspects of Japanese society, women are exploring new forms of expression and connection in the romantic realm. The diversity in Japanese society is also reflected in individual preferences. While some women may be attracted to the traditional and conservative qualities of Japanese men, others may seek the excitement and freshness that an outsider can bring into their lives. Cultural clash and differences in expectations can be challenging, but also offer opportunities for personal growth and mutual understanding. Men looking to establish meaningful connections in Japan must be prepared to navigate these complexities, showing respect for local culture and creating space for authenticity and open communication. Now let's talk about the typical Latin American. Does he have any chance in the competitive field of Japanese romance? In general terms, the answer is not very favorable, as most Japanese women tend to prefer fellow countrymen, or, failing that, foreigners with a Caucasian appearance, especially those who are blonde with light eyes. There is a certain romanticization around the idea that children born to a Japanese mother and a foreign father embody the best of both worlds, resulting in beautiful and charming descendants. It is common among Japanese people to refer to these children as hafu, highlighting their beauty and allure. However, in Japan, society tends to classify both women and men based on their desire to belong to specific social strata from an early age. Japanese individuals from childhood face intense sociocultural pressures that influence their preferences and choices in the romantic realm. This cultural influence can lead some Japanese individuals to be disinclined to establish relationships with foreigners. The phenomenon of hafu is not only limited to aesthetics, but is also often associated with the idea that these individuals possess a unique blend of cultures and perspectives. This factor can generate a certain fascination and attraction among those seeking something different in the romantic sphere. It is essential to understand that, although these trends may predominate in certain social circles, individuality always prevails. Not all Japanese individuals adhere to these preferences and stereotypes. Some, in fact, seek diversity and authenticity in their relationships, looking beyond social conventions. Language also plays a crucial role in these dynamics. The language barrier can be an obstacle, as the low level of English in general and the limited presence of Spanish in Japan can complicate communication for Latin Americans. However, with effort and patience, many have managed to overcome this barrier and build meaningful relationships. Understanding the complexity of cultural and social dynamics in Japan is key for those seeking to connect with local people. It may require a more careful approach and a deep understanding of Japanese culture, but the rewards can be valuable. Women with prominent professional careers often immerse themselves fully in the workplace, being recognized as workaholics. For them, professional success typically holds a privileged place in their priorities. If you're looking to meet these career-focused women, business centers are the ideal setting to find them. These executive women often dazzle with their impeccable suits, elegant high-heeled shoes, and innate grace in movement. The fluency with which they express themselves in English is impressive, reflecting their commitment to excellence in all aspects of their lives. However, their tight schedules and passionate dedication to the business world can become barriers to the development of meaningful romantic relationships. Focused on achieving their professional goals, these women often experience a lack of time to dedicate to their love life. Passion for their careers can overshadow other aspects of their lives, and although they seek success in all areas, the building of personal relationships may take a backseat. However, behind that facade of success and determination, there are also personal desires and longings. The duality between professional success and the search for love creates a fascinating dilemma in the lives of these women. How to balance career ambition with the need for emotional and affectionate connection. Exploring the lives of these workaholic women goes beyond external appearances. Each of them carries a unique story with challenges, sacrifices, and achievements. Could you be the person who sparks interest beyond the office and provides the long-awaited balance between professional and personal life? Business centers are not only places where professional goals and ambitions converge, but also spaces where human complexities intertwine in an intriguing dance. If you are willing to immerse yourself in the world of these dedicated women and discover the beauty hidden behind their success, you might find yourself on a fascinating journey of self-discovery and genuine connection. As time progresses and they reach their 40s, some women begin to experience a slight twinge of nostalgia or reflection on past decisions. At this point, some feel a gentle pang of melancholy when contemplating the possibility of not having formed a family at the right time. However, despite this moment of reflection, women who have reached their 40s and remain single can offer a unique and valuable perspective for those men seeking meaningful relationships. These women, having dedicated time to developing their careers and exploring the world, often have a deeper understanding of themselves and what they are looking for in a partner. Compared to their younger counterparts, single women in their 40s may be more approachable for foreign men seeking authentic connections. Their focus on professional success often goes hand in hand with greater independence and self-confidence. These women have undergone diverse experiences, making them interesting and mature companions for those who value depth in relationships. Life after 40 can represent a stage of openness to new possibilities and adventures, including the opportunity to establish intercultural connections. Often, these women appreciate diversity and are willing to explore relationships with foreign men who bring a different approach to life and love. Furthermore, the lack of traditional pressures related to starting a family can provide these women with the freedom to fully engage in getting to know someone special. Their perspective may include a more relaxed and open approach to relationships, which can be particularly appealing to those men seeking a genuine connection without conventional expectations. Ultimately, single women in their 40s offer a wealth of experiences and wisdom that can enrich any relationship. Their emotional and mental accessibility can make these women exceptional partners for foreign men looking to establish deep and meaningful connections in this unique stage of life. Now let's talk about a completely different type of women from what we've been explaining. In this case, these women, known as hikikomori, represent a unique phenomenon in Japanese society and are marked by distinctive habits that set them apart from common social conventions. Their preference for isolation and seclusion places them in a space where virtual reality and fictional worlds become their main companions. When Japanese women explore other parts of the world, they are confronted with new perspectives and lifestyles that often challenge traditional norms. Exposure to diverse cultures and ways of relating can expand their horizons, leading them to question the conventions they are familiar with. This process of self-discovery can lead them to adopt more open and flexible behaviors compared to the rigid cultural expectations they may experience in their homeland. By interacting with people from different backgrounds, Japanese women may incorporate elements of cross-cultural relations, challenging the norms established in their home society. The diversity of perspectives and lifestyles they encounter abroad can lead them to rethink and, in some cases, challenge the traditional expectations and roles assigned to women in Japan. This exposure to new ways of thinking and relating can be an advantage for those seeking relationships with Japanese women. Those who have lived experiences abroad can offer a broader and more open perspective on love and relationships, challenging cultural restrictions and embracing diversity in the search for more authentic and meaningful connections. Instead of being obstacles, cultural differences can become bridges to mutual understanding and the building of unique and enriching relationships. However, in the wider world of relationships, there are other Japanese women who, as in every corner of the world, have always been towed from another well. These women stand out for not fitting into the typical roles established by Japanese society, and this can be an advantage for Westerners looking for more authentic and unconventional connections. Motivated by a happy reason that sets them apart, these Japanese women seek love and understanding from the first Westerner who comes their way. Not conforming to pre-established standards, they are open to experiences and relationships that defy traditional expectations. This non-conformist spirit can create fertile ground for connection as these women seek something different, something that breaks with norms and offers a unique perspective on love and relationships. By choosing to explore outside conventional boundaries, These women may be more willing to break cultural barriers and experiment with new ways of relating. This desire to escape societal expectations can translate into an openness to genuine love and understanding, allowing connections to develop more authentically and without the constraints of predefined roles. For those Westerners seeking relationships that challenge the norm and venture into less explored territories, these Japanese women who have rejected typical roles can offer a unique and enriching experience. The search for love and understanding thus becomes an exciting journey, where the diversity of experiences and perspectives creates a unique and fascinating weave in the fabric of intercultural relationships. For Latinos who enjoy economic stability and are able to challenge the widespread local belief that all Latin Americans are poor, an interesting opportunity opens up when considering a connection with a Japanese single mother. By overcoming the stigmas associated with economic status, a serious and lasting relationship with a young and beautiful Japanese woman is possible. In Japan, being a single mother is considered one of the most common situations of poverty. Japanese society, for the most part, tends to associate single motherhood with economic and social hardship. However, those Latinos who defy these stereotypes can find a path to solid and committed relationships. By showing financial stability and genuine commitment, it is possible to change perceptions and build an authentic bond based on mutual respect. This scenario offers Latinos the opportunity to contribute positively to the life of a Japanese single mother by offering emotional and financial stability. By showing that wealth is not only measured in monetary terms, but also in commitment and ongoing support, fertile ground is laid for a lasting and meaningful relationship. By overcoming stigmas and breaking down cultural barriers, economically stable Latinos can build authentic and challenging relationships, contributing to changing perceptions and demonstrating that love transcends borders and prejudice. In this country, employment opportunities for single women are often underpaid or simply scarce, further exacerbating the difficult economic situation they face. Despite government subsidies and programs, life for these women is a steep and challenging road. Japan, as a patriarchal society, presents considerable obstacles for single mothers, especially when it comes to obtaining maintenance for their children born out of wedlock. In this context, if the samurai, a metaphorical term for the father, does not take responsibility for his ninjas, his children, single mothers face limited alternatives to pressure the Japanese man to fulfill his parental responsibilities. This scenario is unfortunately common throughout Japan. The reality of single women in Japan reflects the persistence of patriarchal structures, which often hinder their ability to access meaningful work opportunities and obtain the support needed to raise their children. This challenge is accentuated by the cultural and legal constraints faced by single mothers and highlights the need for changes in perceptions and policies to better support these courageous women who face adversity with determination. The divorce process in Japan does not represent a simple or quick solution. Rather, it results in a costly and lengthy lawsuit. As a result of this complicated scenario, 54% of single-parent households in Japan experience incomes below the poverty line. Choosing to enter into a relationship with these fascinating Oriental women involves not only understanding the legal and economic complexities surrounding divorce in Japan, but also being willing to accept the genetic legacy of other samurai in the life of the woman you choose. This reality adds an additional layer of complexity and reflection to the decision to start a family or enter into a serious relationship in this cultural context. Engaging with a Japanese woman involves not only sharing moments of joy and growth, but also embracing the reality of their previous experiences and the challenges they have faced at the family level. The resilience of these women in the face of adversity is impressive, and those who choose to accompany them on their journey must be prepared to offer genuine support and understanding as they build a new chapter in their lives together. women of a more traditional nature possess an innate gift for comforting men, making them understandably the most sought-after type of woman among the Japanese themselves. Their charm lies in their gentle manner, a perpetual smile that lights up any space, and their always accurate comments, devoid of criticism or denial. To enumerate their strengths and virtues could be endless, for these women embody an amalgam of admirable qualities. As for their relationship with foreigners, these women tend to avoid diversity in friendships, mainly because of a lack of knowledge of other cultures. Although their reserved attitude may be interpreted as an initial barrier, it is essential to understand that this choice is more a reflection of their rootedness to traditions than a direct rejection of intercultural openness. Exploring the richness of their personality and overcoming these initial boundaries can reveal fascinating layers of connection and mutual understanding. If your aim is to reach out and discover hundreds of geisha who will surrender to your arms in a matter of seconds, I hope you will awaken us from that sweet slumber and dream on. The reality, however, differs considerably. Japan, with its millennia-long history, follows a different time rhythm, where relationships, especially those with the potential to become serious, demand a greater time commitment. The Japanese social fabric is steeped in traditions that have taken root over centuries, and this rootedness is reflected in the way interpersonal relationships develop. Meaningful connections take time to cultivate and mature, requiring a longer time investment. While this process may appear slower compared to the dynamics of other cultures, it offers a depth and stability that resonates with Japan's rich history. Japan's slow relationship-building approach provides a solid and lasting foundation, where bonds of affection are gradually strengthened over time. Going through the layers of Japanese culture and understanding the patience implicit in their relationships can be an enriching experience that leads to stronger and more meaningful bonds. So while geisha may not immediately throw themselves into your arms, the journey to deeper relationships can be equally rewarding in its own way. Thank you very much for joining us until now, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more quality content like this, and leave us your comment and like on the video. See you in the next video!